Hello guys. I am back to do actually quite a fun video. I feel like I've done one of these videos before a few years ago, but it's time to find out what you guys assume about me. Could be fun, could be mean. If you want to be involved in this type of video, more specifically Q&As, because I do those more often, make sure you follow me on Instagram because that's where I ask for the questions. So the first assumption is your new lifestyle with Cam, travel adventures, etc. makes you want kids less and less. I would have to say this is partly true. I did go through a phase which I spoke about in my recent Q&A where I was really broody and I really wanted children after never wanting them before in my life. I don't know where that came from, but in more recent years I think I've gone back to not wanting children, or at least not really seeing them in my future. This isn't gonna happen because I'm gay, but say I accidentally got pregnant, I'm trying to think how I would feel about that, because now I do have a child in my life which I've never had before. Like, I was always the youngest out of my family. I was the youngest cousin, youngest sibling, so I've never actually experienced children before. But my brother's had a baby now, my little nephew, who I love so much. So I'm trying to think how I would feel if I accidentally got pregnant, and I just don't know. I really can't put myself in those shoes at all, because I love my life so much how it is right now. I love the freedom, I love being able to do what I want when I want to do it, and people might say that's selfish, but honestly I think it would be more selfish to have a child when I'm just not mentally ready for that. I thought being around my nephew would make me really broody, but it actually just makes me really grateful to have the experience of having a child in my life without having to be their full-time caretaker. And I think both me and Cam are kind of happy with that right now. I mean, never say never. Obviously your thoughts and opinions change all the time. You and Louise Pentland would get along very well. I'm not actually sure about this. So I don't actually think I've ever met Louise. Maybe I have one time. I think because we were in the general vicinity of each other's lives at one point, if we were gonna have been good friends, it would have happened, if that makes sense. So honestly, I don't know. We're very different. You like to keep yourself to yourself. I would say this is true for the most part. In the last couple of years, I've been more open to opening myself up to people. I've got a really great friendship group now, which I didn't have for a long time because I honestly just isolated myself and wanted to be by myself, and I didn't trust anyone. I didn't want to let anyone in. But I've definitely opened myself up a lot more to friends and family, and the idea of having more people in my life, which is really nice. But for the most part, I do still keep myself to myself. I'm not really an open book. You secretly love dogs. By the way, love you. Love you too, thank you. Just as my cat jumps up on the sofa. I don't love dogs, no. I can appreciate them from afar. Cam actually dog sits sometimes, and we've had a couple of dog sittings in her house in America while I've been there. There are a couple of dogs that I did like. I thought they were cute, crazy, but their breath stinks. I can't, I don't know how anyone deals with dog breath on a daily basis. Dog lovers out there watching this, please let me know how you do it, because every single one of the dogs that I have met, breath absolutely stinks and it's awful, and I can't let them near me because it smells so bad. So yeah, I can appreciate dogs from afar. I also hate when they bark. I don't know why, because I've never really had a traumatic experience that involved dogs barking, but every time I hear a dog bark, I am on edge instantly, and I think it's gonna come and bite me, and not the vibe. But I do think some are cute. I don't know. Sue me. You've had Botox or fillers. I haven't had any Botox. That's something that I've been thinking about maybe doing the last year or so. I see people who've had Botox and it just kind of lifts their face a little bit, and I can tell that as I'm getting older, my face is drooping a little bit, as it should, because gravity exists. I've seen some people get Botox around here and it just kind of lifts their face, and it's not necessarily I would want Botox to get rid of wrinkles or stuff like that. I just like the lift that it gives people in their eyes. It makes them look a lot more awake. So I've been considering that, but yeah, as of right now I don't have any Botox. And I last had lip filler maybe 6 years ago now. I'm gonna have to go back and tally that up. The last lip filler that I had has lasted so well. I don't know about anybody else, but they say to you that filler should be dissolved in a year. or a year and a half. We are 5-6 years later and I still have filler in these lips. And again, I've been thinking about maybe going to get a touch up on them, not to make them any bigger because I love the size that they are, but I've lost the shape of my Cupid's bow. That's what I really liked about my lip filler. It gave me that like more prominent Cupid's bow shape. When I look back on pictures, I'm like, oh, that Cupid's bow looks really cute. So I've been thinking about maybe getting that done, but honestly, I just don't know. I don't know if I have the energy to go and sit there and have numbing cream on and then get jabbed and it feels like burning fire going through your lips and then dealing with the swelling and the bruising. I just don't know if I have it in me anymore, but I guess we'll see. Never say never again. I did like how my filler looked. You're gonna move to the USA at some point. Obviously, if me and Cam stay together, which is the goal in life, I don't see my life without her. Our goal right now is to spend a good amount of time in England. We would like to spend quite a few years in England, I think, but in the very far future, I could see myself living in America at some point. It depends on jobs. It's easier for me to work in England as an influencer than it is to work in America as an influencer because I have a mostly UK audience. So any brands that come through, and that's how I make the majority of my income, is through brand work. Any brands that come through to me, they want a mostly UK audience, and I have a very, very, very high UK audience. My audience has never really branched out to like America, Australia, whatever. I'm very high percentage UK, which is quite rare nowadays, so that's cool, I guess. But it does mean that it's basically impossible for me to get work in America. If I was based there, it would be the American brands that would come to me, and my American audience isn't high enough for them to want to put the budget into advertising to my audience because they're mostly English, which will be pointless for the American brands. So yeah, it's easier actually for me to work in the UK. So it depends what my job is at the time, where that goes, but I do see myself living in America at some point. I do really like it there, and I would love to live in New York at some point just because that's always been a dream of mine. My dream was to live in London and New York. I've crossed London off the list, and yeah, I would love to give New York a go. You're smart with your money. You have investments like shares. I would like to say that I have been super smart with my money when it comes to investing, but that's actually something that I'm only just looking into now. I've always been scared when it comes to money, scared of the risk of losing it. It's just been something that has made me nervous, and I wish it didn't. I wish I'd got into investing ages ago. I think the earlier that you can invest, the better. But yeah, just something that I'm looking into now. I would say I have been smart with my money though, outside of investments and shares and stuff. I bought myself a property when I was, 26 or 25? I don't remember, but that is a huge accomplishment, and I'm not blind to that at all. Like in this day and age, that is a massive, massive accomplishment, and I'm so proud of myself for being able to do that. So yeah, I would say I've been smart in my money because I have this investment, but not smart in other investments. But we'll get there. Your mum spoils you. I actually think this is true. She just bought me this mug. I was having a bad day and she bought me this cute little mug from Matalan. She does really cute things like that a lot of the time. Like if I'm going through something with my health or whatever, she'll buy me little treats here and there, and I appreciate it so much. It's so cute. So I would say, yeah, my mum does spoil me. I'm very grateful for it. I'm very grateful for her. But at the same time, I'm not spoiled in the way that she pays for everything in my life because I have paid for myself since I was 19 years old. But yeah, little presents and like my Christmas advent calendar and stuff like that, she definitely spoils me with that. You really wish Cam could move to England. I feel like I've got hair on my face, but I can't figure out where it is. Yes, I wish she would move to England right this second because I miss her so bad. I think we've done, what is it, November? We've done a good like 2 months apart now, and I think we've got another month apart to go, and it sucks. Like being in a long distance relationship is very difficult, but we have such a strong foundation that we're in a really good place within our relationship. But yeah, being long distance is rubbish. Every night I go to bed and I miss having her next to me. I miss her being around all the time, and I know she feels the same way about me. So yes, I wish she would move to England right now. You don't really like your social media job, but you're scared to stop and do something else. Interesting question. A few years ago, we're talking like 5-6 years ago, this would have been a yes. But in the last few years, I've completely fallen in love with social media again. And I actually think it's because of things like TikTok and Reels. I absolutely love the short form content. It's brought that zing back to me. I felt like things were getting quite monotonous with my YouTube channel. But yeah, since short form content has come around, I'm definitely a lot more into social media than I used to be. I went through a phase of really not enjoying it, but now I can hand on heart say I love my job. I find it scary at some points because it's so unstable and unpredictable, but I love doing it. So no, that's not true. I don't dislike my social media job. I really like it. You have mixed feelings looking back on your career in 2015. This is true. I wish so badly that I was in the mental space that I'm in now when I went through the height of my channel in 2015 and 2016, 2017. I was not mentally in a space to be so much in the public eye. And when I look back at my videos from that time, like all my videos got at least 100,000 views each, if not 200,000. That is a crazy place to be on the internet. Like, oh, as I was saying, that is a crazy place to be on the internet with that many eyes on you. That amount of people who just want to comment on every part of your life and stuff. And I shared so much of my life back then, which I kind of regret. But also I didn't know any different. Like that's just what I did. Daily vlogging was such a thing back then. And I started off enjoying it so much. Like I loved it. I loved that I'd got myself into such an unexpected career that I never saw for myself. But yeah, as time went on, the hate got worse. The eyes on me got more and more. I was just not in a mental space to be able to deal with that properly. And I feel like I lost a good few years of my life because of that. So yeah, I definitely have mixed feelings looking back on it. I'm so proud of myself. So proud of myself for pulling through and for still doing YouTube now. Honestly, like pat on the back to me because there were times where I just wanted to quit everything and delete everything and not have an online presence at all. But I'm really happy that I pushed through that. But I do wish that I had the maturity that I have now back then because I was like 19 years old. I was so young and it was a lot to deal with. You are great with little kids. I don't know why you give me that vibe of Miss Honey from Matilda. Another kid question. This is cute. I actually agree with this. I think I am really good with kids. Since having my nephew in my life, I would say, yeah, I am really good with kids. I just want to make him happy. I just want to have fun. Like I'm the auntie that gets up and sings all the dumb little songs with him and like dances around with him and stuff like that. As soon as I got to my brother's house when I went to visit last, I had my suitcase with me and I saw that little boy and I was like, do you know what I would have loved at that age? I would have loved to ride the suitcase. So I popped him on the suitcase with like the handle as his handlebar and we went whizzing around the room and he was buzzing. He loved it. So if any of you have got kids in your life and you own a suitcase, put them on that suitcase. Make sure you hold them, you know. But he loved it. He was obsessed. So yeah, I would say, not to toot my own horn, but I think I am quite a fun person to be around kids. I just want to make them smile. You'll make it into the Taylor Swift top 1% again this year. Fun fact, I was in the Taylor Swift 0.01% last year on Spotify. Yeah, I think I'll make it into the top 1% again. She's basically all I listen to. However, I really haven't been listening to music for the last few months, so I need to get cracking. I've got over a month now to secure my spot as top 1% Taylor Swift fan. I need to get listening to music on repeat. You're literally the most easygoing person. No, I don't think I am. I need a plan. If I'm going somewhere with other people, like with friends, family, whatever, I need to know exact specifics. What time are we going? When are we going to get there? When are we planning on heading home? What should I wear? What's everyone else wearing? When it comes to stuff like that, I would say I'm not easygoing. I need like a regimented plan. I'm not very go with the flow. I'm easygoing in the fact that not a lot of things bother me. Like a lot of things just go over my head nowadays. I'm pretty chill with that. Like Campbell gets so passionate about things and I'm just like, can't be arsed. Like amazing for her. We are such a good opposite couple. She gets so passionate and heated about subjects and I'm just like, I just don't have the energy. So I would say not easygoing when it comes to plans, but quite easygoing just in life in general. You miss your friendship with Zoe. This one is a yes. I do miss my friendship with Zoe. She's such a special human being and she's the first person I would say that I ever like fully clicked with and fully felt like I could be myself with. Always had crippling body issues and anxiety, and Zoe was the first friend of mine who really just made me feel at ease, and I knew that she was never judging me for anything. She's a great friend to have. So yeah, I would definitely say I miss that friendship. You used to be a party animal. I'm gonna go with no for this. I did go to a few parties, but when I say a few parties, I mean a few. I would say pretty much all the parties I went to, I filmed on YouTube. So that's like the extent of my party animal era. Or maybe a couple more that I got pretty lit at and didn't film, but yeah, I've never been much of a party animal. I like being at home. I like my Nintendo Switch and Netflix and a heated blanket and a cup of tea and my cat on my knee. That's what I like. If I could choose to be inside the house or outside the house, especially at night, it's gonna be inside. You will have another surgery. Probably. In fact, this is a yes, because I have breast implants and you have to get them changed every 10 to 15 years. And I would say it's coming up 10 years of when I had them done. We're probably on like year 8. So yes, I'm gonna have my breast implants either removed or changed at some point. But another surgery in general, I actually found out some news about my stomach, and I'm gonna have a pretty big open surgery with a cut like all down my stomach. And the thought of that just makes me want to cry. So I haven't spoken about it yet. I have another endoscopy coming up to check on my stricture and check that I haven't got an ulcer, because there's a concern at the minute that I've got another ulcer because of how much pain I'm in when I eat. So we're ruling that out. But yeah, they can't do any more dilatations on me. So the only other option, if I want to be able to eat like a normal human being again and not like a freaking rabbit, is to have the open surgery. And tell you right now, do not want it. The thought of it just makes me so anxious. Like when he said those words to me, I immediately started crying, because no part of me wants another surgery, let alone like such a big one. I would have to be in hospital for a week to 10 days. Fun thing about it is it might not even work. And then I don't know what the option is then. I'm not gonna seriously talk about this right now because I will cry, but yeah, another surgery is definitely in my future. If not my stomach, then my boobs. You wouldn't ever be with a super femme woman. That's not true. I have had 2 girlfriends before who were super femme, like more feminine than me, I would say. So yeah, that's not true. Although I do prefer like more masculine women. That is just my type. And the last assumption that we're going to answer is, you're neurodivergent. Honest answer to this is, dunno. Might be, might not be, I don't know. I am just a person going through life. Sometimes things happen and Cam will be like, something a little extra spicy going on here. But yeah, nothing confirmed, and not sure I want anything confirmed, to be honest. I'm pretty just chill going through my life as I am. So yeah, that is where we're gonna end today's video. Thank you so much for watching. Give this one a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and if you have any more assumptions about me, I'll probably do another one of these in like 3 months time, so make sure you follow me on Instagram for whenever I ask for assumptions. But I'm gonna head off now. It's getting so dark. It's just turned 5 p.m, 5:15, and I don't know if you can even see me anymore. Super dark in this room. Give this video a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe, and I will see you very soon. Bye.